Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. Let's drink some Irish whiskey.
Well, last year when we did this, we were a little bit unprepared.
Were we?
Well, I had just given myself the worst haircut of all time.
Oh, right.
And we honestly didn't know much about Irish whiskey, if anything.
And it was a weird matchup, if I remember, because we threw Slane in as a number 4 against all the redbreasts.
Tons of redbreast stuff. And to be quite honest, we haven't learned that much more, but what we have learned is that we still like Irish whiskey.
I do like it.
We say this all the time that we've never had an Irish whiskey we disliked. We've had some that weren't our favorite.
Right.
All right, so I came prepared to introduce these bottles today. I got my receipt. So the only one that's not new is the one that you'll recognize from last year's video. This is Slane, $27. It's a Brown-Forman product. Next up is Jameson. Had to be in this year's competition. It is $31. That one was, of course, recommended to us over and over after last year's video. These other two were as well, and there were a ton of recommendations. So if you don't see yours here, maybe we'll next year, we will return to it. But next up is Kilbeggan Irish Whiskey. $20, just $19.95 for that bottle.
Love it.
And finally, Hell-Cat Maggie, another one that's $19.95. Coolest name of the bunch, not exactly a role model.
No, and I will tell you a little bit about her.
Yeah?
If you'd let me.
It's fact time with Julie. Here we go, everybody.
It is fact
Settle
time
in.
with Julie. She was a fierce street fighter and actually filed her teeth and nails into points to better shred her opponent's skin.
I really hope you're not getting any ideas. Well, here we are. They're all 80 proof. They're lined up. Julie poured them. I mixed them around. We don't know what we're drinking. It is a blind tasting. They look beautiful. We have stouts poured so that we've got something to cleanse our palates with in between. We're going to do noses, rip through one way, then the other, then A/B testing. We won't show you all of that or it'd be a really long video.
I'm excited because Irish whiskey, I mean, we don't drink it very often, but it just makes me happy.
It hits the spot almost
Yeah.
100% of the time. Glass number 1 on the nose. Sherry casks. Smells like sherry casks. We don't expect these to be all that different, quite honestly.
No.
Caramel, little vanilla, sherry cask.
Yeah. We got a little apple on this one, like apple cider.
That's nice. Not as much as the first one, but the woodiness there is kind of nice.
Number 3 is actually the most caramely notes.
Yeah, bigger
Kinda
nose
rich.
on that one.
Yeah.
Little fruit, little caramel, maybe some more apple on that one. That's nice.
Ooh. This one smells like sweet melted caramel with a little bit of vanilla kick in there.
There's more going on here. I would probably rank them 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's something sweet on the end of that one too. That one's kind of smells like candy.
That's nice.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. It had a bit of a scotchy note to me.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, it's not like peaty or anything.
Well, there's a smokiness here.
Smoky.
Certainly.
Yes, thank you.
Wasn't expecting it to have such a big flavor profile. That's really nice. It's richer than I expected. I'm excited to pair whatever this is with this stout because it's working. That is really, really nice. Coats, great mouthfeel. Wow, I wouldn't expect this for, $31 and under. I wouldn't expect that type of mouthfeel on any of these. Fantastic.
It has a sweet finish, so that's really interesting. I can't get that out of my head that it tastes like a less peaty scotch. But it does have a really nice sweetness on the finish.
Very nice.
So I'm gonna see about clearing my palate with a stout.
Sure. That's nice too.
Tastes like coffee.
I like that.
Chocolatey coffee, delicious.
You ready to go on to glass 2?
I am.
All right, here we go. So there's an interesting smoke coming through there. Barley heavy. It's not as thick or rich or viscous as glass number 1.
I actually wrote down watery.
Yeah.
But then I said on the nose that it smelled a little bit like apple cider, and that's what I got on the palate.
Sweet caramel that morphs into a hint of bitterness and a little bit of ethanol. I think glass 2 is less satisfying than glass 1.
Almost like a white wine. So like almost like a, I'm never gonna be able to say the word, but like a Gewürztraminer.
A Gewürztraminer?
Yeah, that one.
Nailed that.
I love that one, but I could never say it. Number 3.
Number 3. By the way, if you're wondering, we are not experts in Irish whiskey.
Obviously.
This is really meant more for fun. But if you get something out of it, great.
Ooh. I got a bubblegum note on that. That was funny. I wasn't expecting that.
You're absolutely right, though. Coat's a little better than 2, but certainly not as well as 1. This one's pleasant. It's really, really a nice sipper.
Kind of bready. We obviously don't drink a lot of Irish whiskeys because I feel surprised by what these taste like. I mean, I suppose we only do drink these 1 month out of the year, which is kind of a shame. I take that back.
I was going to say, sometimes we order a Jameson back when we're drinking beers.
I was going to say, when we go out with our friend Jason, he loves a good Jameson beer combo.
Yeah.
This one seems to be the darker of the bunch. Number 4.
I think you're right.
It has almost a little banana-y note to it, the nose now.
Yeah,
Man,
you're right.
It smells doughy too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Banana bread, brown sugar. Ooh, okay, so this is the first one that I think has a real sort of big, powerful profile. Glass 1 did too, but Glass 4 is bringing something different to the party here. This is really nice.
Yeah, I would agree. End of sentence.
There's a nice oak presence here. It's not bitter in any way. It's a little bit dry. It's a little bit sweet. That balance is creating something really nice. I would call this one robust. And there's a little bit of that sherry coming through on the finish here now, which is mixing well with the caramel. I'm giving this one
I like this
high
one.
marks right off the bat. I like this a ton.
Yeah.
That's the first round done.
It is, and because this one is just all for fun, I feel less pressure on it, but I already in my head kind of know where I'm gonna go. Like
I have a 1 through 4.
Yeah, I have a 1 through 4 as well, and I'm interested to see if that's gonna hold.
I'm having a great time with this stout. We don't drink a lot of beer. Well, we don't drink a lot of beer compared to a lot of people.
True. we drink a lot of bourbon.
That we do.
All right, I'm starting with number 4. They are just nice, easy, beautiful drinkers. Like I keep waiting for some sort of like punch to the stomach or something, and it's like, no, we're at 80 proof, we're good.
If somebody asks me what's the most bourbon-like of the bunch, it's Glass 4 for me. Pleasant, it's familiar, that's great. And it would pair beautifully with a stout or whatever your pleasure is.
I was about to say like, ooh, there's a little coffee note in there, but I think that's left over from the stout that we have. But together, it is a delicious
It's working.
sip.
It's working.
Maybe that should be our criteria. Like, how well does it work with a nice, thick stout?
I mean, I think that might be what I'm doing already.
Yeah, good point. All right.
3.
This one, it's just good. I wouldn't say there's anything extraordinary about it. The flavors don't like jump out at you.
There's
It's
a caramel
just
that lingers though.
Yeah, it's just a really nice drink. Like if it was, early in the day and you just drinking a stout and a Irish whiskey like we are right now.
I should say that's what we're doing. Yeah.
It's very nice.
That caramel finish is giving this one a couple bonus points that I wasn't expecting. I didn't get that on the first pass, so I am interested to see what glasses 2 and 1 provide here. I think A/B testing is going to be critical here because each one that we try, we go, oh, that's better than I remember it being.
I baselined my stout. Let's go to glass 2. This one tastes seriously like a white wine.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where you put this one. I know exactly where I'm putting it, but I'll be interested to hear what you think. This is, we keep saying it. I don't dislike any Irish whiskeys, but there's just some that haven't been my favorite. You can guess if that was the one or not.
Well, the thing that bothers me about this one is that first initial sip really does taste like water.
Yeah.
And then I get a really nice white wine finish.
Something is clinging to the inside of my mouth here. As much as this one doesn't really have a nice mouthfeel, whatever is clinging, I'm not actually a fan of. So, yeah, we're gonna have to cleanse the palate with some beer on this one.
We did choose an interesting stout because this is like a chocolate cake, triple chocolate cake stout or something like that, isn't it?
That's what we had in the house. Glass 1.
Ooh, I like that better on the way back.
I liked it on the way up. This one continues to do, it does a little bit more than you would think it's going to do. This is a nice whiskey.
I got excited about this one because this was the one that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it because in my head I'm like, it tastes scotchy, and Phil just bought a scotch and he loves it, and I took a sip, but I really want to love it, and it's just not for me. And this one has such a subtleness to it, and I liked it on the way back, and that makes me happy.
This is more like a traditional, just single malt, 100% barley.
Yeah, I like this one.
Really flavorful. There's that smoky char there again, which again is more of a I guess it's a Scotch flavor, but it's really more of a bourbon flavor, that sort of dark char. Again, I don't think any of these go into super charred oak barrels. They might go into a former bourbon barrel or something, but this is really nice familiar flavors, super satisfying at the same time.
I should know which one the Slane is, and I'm not sure.
I have a hunch.
I have a hunch too, but
You gonna spot the Slane?
I did good at spot. Well, because the 3 that we put up
good
last year
were
were the
3
same.
out of 1. It was pretty easy to pick out the guy that didn't belong.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do that with the rum.
We don't talk about the rum. All right, it's time for some A/B testing. We're not going to show you that. We're just going to rip through it, and then we'll come back with our order.
Love it.
Well, this was fantastic.
I had a great time. I always have a great time.
We both have our lists ready.
Yep.
We both have a little bit left over, so we can continue to enjoy these this afternoon along with our delicious stout.
Yep.
Tell me about your 4th place bottle.
I want to point out that I did not change my order.
Look at you. Very consistent.
For the first time in however long we've been doing this.
So it's a landmark moment. 4th place.
In 4th place, even though it showed up at the end, number 2.
I agree with you.
Oh.
And I agree that it showed up at the end. I actually mentioned while we were A/B testing, it reminded me of caramel medicine.
Yeah.
Like caramel flavored NyQuil. I don't hate that.
No. I liked it at the end. I think the flavor profile was nice. I kept getting that white wine. It just kind of felt like an oddball to me.
Yeah, it's unique enough, but I didn't get a ton of satisfaction out of it. Thin, and the finish didn't linger. A fine whiskey, just not something that I would reach for again. So we've got, oh geez.
Oh boy, mine's disappeared. Hold on. Shoot. Mine disappeared.
I want to say it's a B.
I think it's a B. Yeah, it's B. Who wrote the stickers on the bottom?
You did.
Yeah, I did. B is Kilbeggan.
Really?
Interesting.
I did not expect that at all. Reason being, I just had some of this a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Very satisfying. So it just goes to show when you put things in a flight,
Different.
they always come out different. So very solid whiskey for 1995.
Yep.
Didn't show up in this flight, but you pair that with your stout and you're a happy boy or girl.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Alrighty. 3rd place. Tell me all about it.
Number 3.
Hey, me too.
Oh, sweet.
This is crazy.
Uh-oh.
All right. We've done this a couple times now.
We
We've
have.
come close. What was your issue with it?
I liked the flavors here. It just didn't offer enough robust flavors for me.
I completely agree. This one was really close to cracking
Yeah.
the top 2, but the top 2 had more unique flavors. They were more
Agreed.
interesting. Very, very nice whiskey, though, and I don't dislike it at all.
Yeah. Ooh, ding.
D. What do you got there?
Slane.
You're kidding.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow. With the notes that we were giving on glass 4, I thought for sure that was going to be the Slane.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So that's been our historical favorite,
Yep.
and it's out.
Interesting.
2 beautiful, easy sippers off the table. Tell me about your 2nd place.
All right. In 2nd place, glass number 1.
We were going to have the exact same.
Oh my gosh.
All right, tell me why glass number 1 finished in 2nd for you.
I keep saying that it had a little bit of a scotchiness to it. I thought the flavors were like really interesting and great in this. For what it is, I thought the sip was nice. I liked it. And different.
Totally different. I wrote Scotch-like excitement.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm getting into Scotch more and more is because there's exciting flavors. They're widely different from brand to brand and from location to location. A lot like bourbon is, a lot like rye is. You can get tons of unique flavors from the terroir or whatever it might be. There's a Scotch-like excitement with that bottle. That's why I chose it. You nailed it by saying that it's just a little bit more unique. Let's find out what it is.
All right. C.
Looks like a C.
This is kind of funny. The Hell-Cat Maggie.
That is crazy. Wow. Talk about something I didn't see coming. I did not expect that bottle to finish in the top 3, let alone in 2nd.
Really? So
That's crazy.
yeah, don't know anything about it, but it kind of makes me happy.
How
She's got a pretty baller story, so.
Yeah, big shout out to those of you that recommended Hell-Cat Maggie
Yeah.
to us last year in the comments of that video. because there were plenty of you that were saying that this is a great bottle, and we'll keep doing these videos because we're learning more and more as we go. That means that
Jameson.
Glass 4 wins first place for both of us, and it's the Jameson.
Kind of feel bad because it's the most expensive on the table, but it is a tried and true favorite.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the one that we've probably historically had the most of during, you know, all of our years of drinking.
Right.
And I still couldn't pick it out of a lineup, but it is very, very good.
I'm surprised by how bourbony it tastes.
Yeah, I put that it was bold and flavorful. That's why it wound up in first place. It didn't have the best finish. It didn't have the best mouthfeel, but it was the most interesting of the bunch. It was flavors that I really liked. Maybe that's just me as a bourbon drinker. I gravitate toward those.
Right.
But I thought that that was a dynamite glass of whiskey. Very good 80 proofer. Like you said, a little bit of a bite, so you know you're drinking some whiskey.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it pairs really well with stout, by the way.
So do you know what I learned today? That if you're a beginner Scotch drinker or just want to try something different from Jameson, give this Hell-Cat Maggie a try. Like, she came out of nowhere.
It's pretty fantastic. That was a lot of fun.
Lots of fun.
As we expected it to be.
Always.
And now we've got an afternoon ahead of us, which I'm really looking forward to. Well, now it's your turn. Let us know of these 4 bottles. Which one is your favorite? What bottles did we leave off that you think that we need to include next time around? Because we are definitely going to do this again. And from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
I'm going to go cut my hair now.